I'm an original Valley girl. I was discovered at a gym in Sherman Oaks, and she sent me to Nina Blanchard, who hired me, and spent a good, 3, 4, 5 years traveling back and forth between California, New York, and Europe. I loved taking pictures. I loved the photography. I loved the whole element of design that you had to deal with. I loved that part. I was not good, nor did I enjoy going on go-sees where you go and you sell yourself and you show your portfolio and stuff. I was very uncomfortable with that. I was brought up in a very conservative family, and I was chafing at the bit at that. And when Rudi came along, it was sort of a perfect storm for me. I got a call from my agent saying, I think you would be perfect for this. I don't know who else would do it. And I had been sitting at home thinking, I'm giving up modeling. That's my memory of this phone call. And then I think it was within a couple days I went to meet him, and I decided on that day that I was going to go ahead and shave my head and strip my clothes down and off and follow him on this journey. It was a perfect time too. I mean, 1968, Martin Luther King and Robert Kennedy, or even my own mother died that year, and then 1969, and he had gone off on sabbatical for a while. He had been tired of fashion and the way it was, the whole process of how fashion was back then. But I bought into the whole unisex clothing idea, the idea of the fact men and women wearing the same things, or even more about only our true differences were going to matter, and that men and women were going to start thinking more alike. Our roles that we've been brought up to play would be diminished, and we would be, and it just appealed to me tremendously as far as his philosophy behind it, that we were going to be using more utilitarian clothes that fit the body, that were simplified. We didn't go, he didn't go in at that time for the jewelry, or it was minimal, and I liked that, and I wanted to feel what that was like. Some people got on board about the philosophy of the differences between sexes being minimal. Some people thought of it as an outrageous publicity stunt. Rudi handled it with grace. I never saw him raise his voice, never saw anything other than just an elegant kind of man. He was a man who used his fashion sense along with his social conscience. And he was very involved at that time with what was going on in the world. He didn't see the need for structured fabrics anymore. He thought we were going to be living a more comfortable lifestyle. Hopefully our mind, our intellect would be more important than what we were wearing. And he wanted very much for women to have their own voice. He was very much behind the women's movement. I believe he was a catalyst socially on a lot of levels for making the changes that are happening with women today. I do remember a conversation we had once where I was talking about the discomfort of being a model and some of the solicitations that were happening, and that I enjoyed the experience of shaving my head and not wearing makeup just to see what it would be like to be a woman who could just be. He brought uniqueness to fashion. I remember wearing all those clothes and the garter belts and the pantyhose and all that, and it was a sense of freedom, and it was wonderful.